Hello and welcome back to Alice Garage. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. Today I will fit the head of the engine onto the engine block. But first of all, I will show you the parts that I will use here today and also some of the preparations that I have done. And here are the parts that I will use today. This is a head gasket from Cometic. It's a MLS style head gasket. And what that means is multi-layer steel. And as you can see, you have a thin layer, a thick layer, and then a thin layer. And the nice thing about this is that if I ever have to take the head off, I can just put the same head gasket back again. It's reusable. And then we have some ARP bolts to tighten down the head with. And over here we have the head for the engine. This has also been to LU Trim. They have put in new stainless steel valves and new valve seals. I, on the other hand, have put in the rocker arms and the springs and these steel tubes that everything is sort of fitted to. And if I can try to turn this head around, if we take a look inside the combustion chamber, you will be able to see that they had to make a little bit of a cut here to be able to fit the new valves because they were so big. This is the inlet valve and this is the exhaust valve. And as I said, these are made out of stainless steel, and I would highly recommend you, if you're going to turbocharge your car, that you fit these valves because they can handle a lot more heat. But maybe it isn't really necessary if you're just going to be driving on the road and taking it easy. But if you're going to take your car drifting or racing with your car, you would really want to fit these. But yes, now on to some preparations. The thing that I have done with the block is made sure that the surface is nice and clean. The LU Trim made sure that the surface is nice and straight. I have now cleaned it. I have also cleaned the threads. So we can go ahead and put in the bolts, fit the head gasket, and then put on the head. Put some, just a tiny little bit of lubrication on there. Then you can just go ahead and thread it in. And it's important that you only tighten these down like finger tight only. I think it's weird that you don't need to tighten these with any torque spec, but the instruction says that only finger tight, so I will do that. Yes, now we can put on the head gasket and make sure that every surface is clean and you don't have any dirt on them, and also make sure that you put it on the correct way. Here you go. As you can see here, you have like all the waterways, and like for the oil is everything is lining up perfectly. So now we can put on the head. Yes, now the head is finally back onto the engine and feels so nice to see the engine come back together. And now we can go ahead and put on the nuts and washers. You can put on all of the nuts and tighten them by hand, but when you're going to tighten them by torque, it's very important that you do it in the correct pattern. And also you do it 3 times, otherwise there's a high chance that you won't get a proper seal inside of the combustion chamber, and also there's a high risk of the head getting warped. But before we start to torque down the head, I just wanted to show you the pattern. So if you're going to do this yourself, you have the pattern right here, and you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it's the same if you're going to remove the head. You need to do it in this pattern to avoid the head getting warped. Now it is important that we lubricate the washers and the nuts with the applied lubrication. So we're just going to apply some on the stud and then some to the washer, and then make sure that it gets everywhere. Yes, now finally all of the nuts are torqued down to spec. I'm very happy with the end result. Remember, if you do this yourself, follow the pattern that I showed you so you don't put any unnecessary stress on the head. And the next step with the engine is that I need to order a new timing chain. I have everything else new, so it just wouldn't feel right to not order a new timing chain as well. And I also need to clean up all of the parts that are going on the front of the engine. But we also need to continue working on the car because we gotta have a body to put the engine in when the engine is ready. The rear axle is almost fully sandblasted. We just need to paint that, and we need to paint the whole undercarriage. And when we have done that, we will start with the front axle, well, the mounting points for the new steering rack that is laying there on the floor. So that is the plans for the next coming episodes. Yes, this will be it for today. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.